Your AI agent works perfectly in staging. It looks great, your developers demo it, leadership signs off, and then you ship it. Then a few weeks later, things start breaking, incorrectly, silently, and expensively. This is the most common pattern that we have seen in enterprise AI deployments right now. Not bad code, not bad models, but bad production infrastructure. And the fix is not in your application layer. It is in the layer sitting between your agents and everything required to build those agents. This centralized layer is what we call an AI gateway. And in this video, you will see exactly what this needs to handle to keep your AI agents reliable in production. So let's get started.
When your agent calls an LLM provider directly and starts invoking external tools, you're exposed to 5 failure modes that will hit you in production. First, rate limits and provider outages. OpenAI, Anthropic, Bedrock, they all have rate limits and they all go down. In September 25 alone, Anthropic had 4 notable outages. When your agent hits a 429 or a 503 with no fallback, it just fails. For a customer-facing copilot or an internal automation, that's direct business impact. Second, latency spikes in traffic bursts. A provider slows down under load. Your enterprise rolls out an AI feature to 5,000 employees at 9 a.m. on a Monday. Without load balancing across deployments, your P95 latency blows up and your agent feels broken even if it technically is not. Third, model quality degradation. This one is subtle and dangerous. Providers quietly update models, response formats shift, a field your agent was parsing disappears. Your agent does not crash, it just starts returning wrong answers. Without response validation and monitoring at the gateway level, this goes undetected until a user reports it or an audit catches it. Fourth, cost blowouts. Agents are multi-step. One rogue loop, one misconfigured prompt, one edge case that triggers 50 LLM calls instead of 5, and your monthly AI bill doubles overnight. With no spend controls at the infra level, you're relying entirely on application code to catch this, and that has bugs. Fifth, and this is one that is increasingly critical as agents get more capable, MCP tool access with no central governance. As your agents start calling external tools through MCP, every one of those connections needs its own auth token. And right now, most teams are scrambling to manage this. There is no central place to see what agent has access to what. No audit trail. From a security standpoint, that's not a gap, that's a liability. And your CISO will find it before your agents do. None of these things actually show up in staging. They are all problems that are never seen in a staging environment. They are all production problems, and they all share a common root cause. There is nothing actually standing between your agents and the outside world that enforces control. This is where an AI gateway earns its place, not as a routing convenience, but as the reliability and control layer your production agents depend on. Let me show you how it maps to each failure mode. Rate limits and outages. The gateway detects a 429 or timeout and automatically reroutes to a backup provider or a secondary model deployment. Your agent never sees the failure, it just gets back a response. Latency spikes and traffic bursts. The gateway load balances across multiple model deployments in real time. Latency-based routing sends traffic to whichever deployment is fastest right now. Weighted routing lets you split traffic deliberately, so no single endpoint gets overwhelmed. Model quality degradation. The gateway logs every response and request with full traceability. When a model update shifts behavior, you see it in your observability layer immediately, not 3 weeks later in a support ticket. Cost blowouts. The gateway enforces hard spend limits per agent, per team, per API key. When a runaway loop hits the budget ceiling, the gateway cuts it off. Your finance team gets a predictable bill. Your engineering team gets an alert, not a surprise. And lastly, MCP tool governance. The gateway becomes the single control point for every external tool your agent can call. Instead of scattered credentials, all MCP auth flows through one place. Your security team can actually see and control exactly what's happening. This is where and how AI Gateway earns its place.
So here's the very simple version. You need an AI gateway if you want a centralized policy enforcement layer across your models, MCP servers, agents, guardrails, and so on. And you want to be able to connect this to your governance and observability needs. Specifically, you need TrueFoundry if you do not want to build and maintain this reliability layer yourself, and you want to keep pace with the agentic AI developments in the space right now, which we are closely tracking. Finally, An AI gateway is not something that is nice to have in enterprise environments. It is the difference between an AI that works in demo environments versus AI that actually works in production. You can find the link to more references in the description below.